There we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Shadow Priest. Yes, this has had a majorly needed update. Holy crap. It is absolutely killer compared to what it is on live. They're so damn boring on live, and their damage just wasn't doing it. But this totally takes the cake, guys. Your new Shadow form, or Void form, whatever you want to call it, is it's pretty cool. Basically, your whole spec is revolved around building up your new mechanic, which is called Insanity. You'll see the bar underneath my nameplate there. And what it does is once it's filled up, you can actually activate Void form. And you're going to grow tentacles and increase your damage by 30% and reducing the cooldown on Mind Blast by 3 seconds. Absolutely insane, guys. And the whole way that this is playing out is, yes, you want to keep your dots up still. I spec'd it to where I'm actually using Mind Spike instead of Mind Flay because I felt it was a little bit better on the gameplay and a little bit better damage. But basically what you're doing here, guys, is you're building up this Insanity. You're getting into your insane Void form, basically, with all these old god tentacles hanging out of you. And what are you going to do? You're going to stay in this as long as you can. How are you doing that? Well, you're going to keep building Insanity by casting Mind Blast, keeping your dots up, and you've got another item called Void Bolt. Hard-hitting ability, guys. Very hard-hitting ability. It also ends up generating a mass amount of Insanity, so you can keep popping yourself back up. With Mind Blast being reduced by 3 seconds on its cooldown, that helps also. Just a lot of different ways you can do this. And then the other way that you end up doing it also is, I believe it's called Void Torrent, but it's your ability on your artifact. And what's it gonna do? Well, it stops you from reducing your Insanity, because as you're in Void form, your Insanity starts progressively reducing faster and faster and faster. When it starts getting to the point to where it's almost out of control, you're going to want to use this, and it's going to stop it as you do a channeled ability, and I believe it's either 4 or 6 seconds. Hits extremely fucking hard. And it also, it's 4 seconds, guys. It's right there. But it stops the Insanity. So basically, when you do this, you're going to end up using it right after, let's say, a Void Bolt, and then you're going to end up using this to stop your charges. Void Bolt's going to be off cooldown. As soon as you come out of it, hit Void Bolt again, try and get another Mind Blast off, and just keep your stacks up. The other nice part about it, you'll see a counter with the Shadow form picture up in the top right-hand corner. Basically, that's how long you've been in it. Every second that you're in this spec, or in this Void form, you're going to increase your stacks here. What that's going to do is when you finally come out of Void form, your haste is going to be increased by 1% per stack that you've got. And as you can see, 35%, we're going to end up coming out of this at 37% increased haste. Holy fuck. But the main thing about it is you're going to get back into Void form real quick. The damage is insane. The gameplay is fucking amazing. I mean, I'm really excited about the changes on this. No more having to pool orbs before a fight to make sure you actually did something good. Just a bunch of really crazy stuff. And guys, not to break off topic here, but blood DKs are still overpowered. The Feral Druid and I were spot healing this guy, and we ended up doing the last 3 bosses without a healer because we couldn't get one to actually join the group. But blood DKs are still fucking broken. Back on target though. As you can see, I'm playing the Mind Spike game. Mind Spike's had a change. It's a level 100 talent now, and it replaces Mind Flay. What is Mind Spike going to do? Well, you can see it's got a counter stack up there, and you can actually stack it up to 10. And whenever you cast Mind Blast, it does an additional amount of damage per stack that you've got on there. It just detonates the Mind Spike, and then you start over. It's just an increased overall single target damage build that absolutely rocks. Enjoyable. Love the shit out of it. You don't get the feel of the channeled Mind Flay, though, which does kind of suck. You kind of get more of a mage feel, but it still plays really well, guys. And again, you can always spec differently. They have one in there where when you come out of Void form, you go pop, but everything increases Insanity generation by 200%. So I don't know how that's playing. I did not feel brave enough to test that damn thing out, because, well, it says you die horribly after you come out, and I'm not too sure about that. You mess up and you're definitely going down. So that would be a huge skill cap increase, and I don't know how that's going to play in raids either. So again, guys, it's playing very nicely. Extremely good DPS for all things considered. I mean, it was a fun experience. Compared to live, guys, this blows the tits off of live Shadow. Live Shadow with the Shadow Orb pooling just sucks. It takes you forever to get those things built up on live, and it's just horrible. This does still have a little bit of a rev up time to get your insanity up, but if you keep going and you've got your stacks of lingering insanity, which is your haste buff, it's going to be well worth it, guys. It's absolutely insane on the damage. The increased haste. What you're basically looking at on this, stat-wise, is probably going to be Mastery Crit because of the lingering haste. Or you can end up doing more. I really don't see one stat that's going to overdo the other, to be quite honest with you. It's huge damage. It's very fun and enjoyable. And you still got a lot of good utility, guys. You still have Mass Dispel, and that's one of the only reasons we were able to do the last boss without, me dying, because I'm the only ranged. But it was really fun, especially this run here, because doing this without a healer, it gave us more of a challenge. I was being able to test out some of the, soft healing. The only thing you got is your shadow heal stuff. You can see I used Mass Dispel there to get the orb off of me. If you've seen this before, basically the only way you can get rid of this orb is to have it dispelled in some way, and it works fucking awesome. So the utility on this is still good. You still have Vamp Embrace. You still self-heal quite a bit through your it's on the 2 button. I can't think of it right now. It's not Vamp Embrace. It's the other one. But anyways, you still do a lot of self-healing, guys. You still have your shield that you can throw on yourself that doesn't break. You still have Dispersion. You still have so many different cooldowns. Shadow Fiend, it's an amazing thing to end up doing, and you do have the utility to keep it going. I really can't disagree with this spec at all. Blizzard did an amazing job. You are definitely a Shadow Priest. You are showing that you're corrupted by the old gods, because when you take Void form and those tentacles start sprouting everywhere, I didn't get a close-up of it, but man, it really looks good. It needs a little bit more definition on maybe the shadow part, kind of loosen it up a bit so you can see more of the texture detail. But other than that, guys, play-wise, this is going to be a very brutal spec when we come to live. Again, I mean, you're going to have the utility again, like you do now. I mean, you can't stop and flash heal anybody, but you can help out with your other heal. If you see the tank getting ready to go down, you can cast it on him until a healer can actually get something up there. So just keep that in mind, guys. Spec's playing wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Again, I can't say it enough. Compared to live, this thing is a fucking godsend. And if you've played Shadow Priest on live, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You can get a lot of shit done. And the other nice part is you can spec into some mobility. You can end up putting one of your talents, as you gain insanity, you gain 1% haste per insanity or something like that. And, or not haste, I'm sorry, but speed increase. And, or something of the sorts, guys. I can't remember exactly what it is, but basically you can, when full, you can run 50% faster than what you normally would, and it's great for mobility. Your cast times, your dots, everything's still ticking really hard. Everything seems to generate insanity well. Your ticks on Shadow Word Pain, you can spec it to where every time you hit your Shadow Word Death, it's going to end up doing it also. Void, Mind Blast, so many ways to keep this stuff up. And you'll see I spend a lot of time actually in this, in the actual Void form itself. And Torrent is amazing, guys. 1 minute cooldown, and it keeps you in this thing forever. So if you time it right, you play it right, you can do this shit, and you can do it quite well, and get you up to some pretty insane stacks. That's why I'm saying Haste might be a little bit on the top side, because unfortunately when you do go back into Void form, the haste stacks that you built up from the time before fall off. You can spec it to where 10% of it will stick with, or you'll have the haste last for 10 seconds while you enter the next one. But unfortunately, that's not going to help you keep it around. You need it more towards the end of the actual Void form itself. So lots of different talent choices, lots of different gameplay choices that'll be coming out of this, and it's just an overall fun spec, guys. I know somebody will go through and number crunch it and find out exactly how you're supposed to play it, but until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and like always, if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. We'll get you all the best content. Thanks again.